Welcome to SolFul Connections, where we skip the small talk and head right into the soul talk. I'm Amanda Solar, and each week we share the kinds of stories that remind us we're not alone. It's about being human, raw and unfiltered, just real talk. Let's connect.
Connection.
Okay, so the world is falling down around our ears, and I have gathered some great minds to discuss something other than why the world is exploding. We are going to talk about the issues that are really troubling me. And they may not know any of these pop culture like dramas and sagas, but I've isolated a few. I'm going to share. If you know, please feel free to like chime in. If you don't know, you still have to give an opinion because even I don't know the full thing. As a matter of fact, right before we started, I said, oh, I should really look up these things to get like more information. And I started and I was so bored that I said, you know what? I don't need information to draw a conclusion. That's never stopped me before. So I'm going to start with the first, issue of the day. And then when you each have to say your opinions on it, you may ask questions, whatever. But when you do introduce yourself, you can introduce yourself in any way you see fit. Okay. Does that sound good? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The first one, unless you've been living under a rock, you have probably heard about it. If you are living under a rock, I respect you. So don't worry. But anyway, it's the Beckham family drama. Do we all know about this? Okay.
I don't know. I know there's something, but I don't know the details.
Okay. So, in a nutshell, Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice, of Spice Girls fame, and David Beckham of football, aka soccer fame, are married, and they have I think they have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. Their oldest son, Brooklyn, married the daughter of a billionaire who was also a model, and there were rumors and rumblings that this wife of Brooklyn was not getting along with his mother, Victoria. But backstory, I always saw this family and thought, wow, they just get along so perfectly. And Roseanne already knows that I already have an inferiority complex, and I already see any kind of couple, friendship, or family and decide that it is the paragon of everything good and I should aspire to it. So cut to Brooklyn post like a 6-page Instagram saying that he's never going back to his family. His mother danced suggestively with him at his wedding. She also said she would make a bridal gown, but then she didn't. But then his wife said, like the other story is that the daughter found, or the wife found another person to make the bridal gown anyway. And it's a whole thing. Like, I'm not going back to my family. What are your thoughts?
Dare I start and say, who cares?
No, Roseanne, you're not allowed to do that. Okay, let me go back to the rules. Let me go back. Who cares, Roseanne? We care, okay?
Do we? Okay.
I am inviting you to care because you can't say who cares to everything or the podcast goes to hell in it handbaskets.
Oh my God.
Who cares? You care, Roseanne. You care with all of your heart. Now, take a deep breath.
Make it hard.
Okay. You must care.
Well, do you need to tell the whole world what's happening in your family? Like, what's the point of that? Is it because you're famous? So you're famous, you're going to just spill it all to the whole world? Like, I just think, I don't know. It seems ridiculous that this young man has anything to say about his family. Like, why does he have to make that public? I guess it's just so stupid because they
Also-
are public, and I think they just want more publicity. That's my take on it.
Okay, who are you,
I
by
do.
the way? You
Who
didn't
am I?
identify yourself.
Oh, well, you identified me for me.
Well, I mean, Roseanne could mean so many things.
Okay, so I'm Roseanne, Amanda Solar's best friend. God.
Okay, Liz, you look like you have a lot to say about it.
Yes, Liz, you look like you have a lot of opinions on this.
I will tell you what my opinion is. First of all, I have zero tolerance for spoiled rich kids.
Yes.
But I have to say, the fact that this is like all over the media, that means David Beckham is all over the media. And that means we get to see him all over the media. And to me, that's worth it.
Okay, and also, who are you?
I'm Liz, Amanda's friend for, oh gosh, it's got to be 25, 26 years.
I mean, yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, who's gonna go next?
Hi, Kristen. I'm Amanda's newest friend.
I like that we're all identifying, as it relates to Amanda.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of agree with Roseanne and Liz. I mean, the thing that's happening in my brain is, do I really care? But two, spoiled, entitled rich people that, feel like everyone cares about their challenges or their issues. Yeah, it just seems all very self-serving and trying to get attention. So.
Iffy?
Hi, I'm Iffy. I'm Amanda's middle child in this friendship circle. And I love a completely uninformed opinion. So I
Yes.
appreciate that that's one
Yay.
of the rules. I absolutely paid attention when it first popped up at some point when I opened up an internet browser because I saw David Beckham and I enjoyed the Beckham documentary. So I was like, oh, what are they up to? And saw a little bit of this. I think my first reaction when I read about like my mom dancing suggestively with me at my wedding was like, oh, that's so gross, but your mom's a Spice Girl. Was she, or was she just bringing back some old dance moves? Like, who knows? But and then I did not read any further than that. Like I skimmed a couple headlines because I don't care. And I am endlessly fascinated by people who feel like they have the time to type up a really long social media.
6 pages? Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, are you doing that on your phone or are you doing it on a computer? Because I would absolutely want a full-size keyboard if I was writing that much in a post. Because I'm old.
Right?
So I want the full keyboard. I'm not doing that on my phone. So I'm like that all this is playing out on social media, like the logistics of it, I find fascinating.
Yeah.
I also think this is time that could have been spent maybe processing some of this trauma with an actual therapist, especially the time it would have taken to type out that post. And so I have to I just think it absolutely falls into under that heading of we're going to get some media attention around something.
Yes.
But
Okay, well, you guys obviously don't know the importance of this story. So this is my take. My take is Brooklyn is rich and probably entitled and yes, young, but also kids today live their lives on social media. And so to me, he's living his life like they do. And he probably should have done this on his private story, but I think he's doing what kids do. But I also think, yeah, it's pretty entitled, but it's like that kid that's my mom did this and my dad did this. And I said to my mom, because yes, I've already talked about this with my 91-year-old mother who was totally briefed on the situation. because I said to my mom, you know what? He should remember who paid for this wedding. And she was the one who said, well, his wife is the daughter of a billionaire. And I was like, oh, probably she paid for the wedding. But
Yeah.
but what I do think that I think from what I've seen, Victoria Beckham and David Beckham is doing right. What I do think that they're doing right is not responding. I think that if it were my kid who made this mistake of putting all of our dirty laundry out, I would probably be concerned and hurt and privately angry, but I don't think I would want to damage the kid anymore because I do think he comes off looking bad. Because even if your mom, like if he said, even if she's dancing suggestively, I mean, if my mom danced suggestively with me, her, okay, look at my mother, everyone. Yeah, that's my take.
I also just like, I think it, right, isn't it just also, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if you got some sort of show out of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
Oh, right.
There you go.
right? Like they don't need to respond. Like if it's a business move, like everybody in this family benefits if like actually something comes out of it. So they don't have to respond. I don't know that it's like it makes them good or if it makes them savvy. But
oh, interesting. Very
David
interesting.
Beckham did have a response though.
yeah, I do think I
heard-
saw a
and
response.
it was rather good. I mean, it was sort of
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, young people, you know, kids they make mistakes and you know, you just can't hold it
Yeah.
against them. And we all have done things in our young ages that we wouldn't do now that we're older and wiser.
Yeah.
That was kind of his
Response. Yeah.
But how
I-
old
so-
is he? Isn't he
Yeah,
like
how old is that
27,
kid?
28?
Yeah, he's 28.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
but you know what? 28 today is like, it's like 14 in our day. You
Yeah,
know,
you have a
it's
point
like-
though, Amanda. That's true. Because I look
Right?
at my kids at their age, and I think I was way more mature and deeper into my life than they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know why that is, but I think the same thing.
Anyway, okay. That was saga number 1. Saga number 2. Have you guys heard about the toxic mom saga with Ashley Tisdale of High School Musical fame? Okay, you're all looking blank. Can I be the only one to know about the toxic mom group? You guys don't know?
I don't even know
No.
the girl that you just named.
I do know that it's the 20th anniversary of High School Musical.
Well, Ashley Tisdale played, you know, I forget what her name was. I'm not that deep in, but she was in High School Musical and she was also in Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. If you guys, you know, have kids, my kids loved that show. So anyway, Ashley Tisdale was like a Disney kid. Let me put it that way. And then she got married and she has kids. Now, on the flip side, on the other side of this drama, you've got Hilary Duff. Do you guys know who Hilary Duff is?
Yes.
Right? Mandy Moore. She was in the show This Is Us, which I didn't see, but people love. And one of our lagging participants just texted me, Stacy, and she is not home, so she can't be with us today. Anyway, Ashley Tisdale wrote an essay for a magazine. And in the essay, she said, I was friends with these moms and it became really toxic and they left me out. And she told the whole story and it was in a magazine. And then Mandy Moore and Hilary Duff and I think Megan Trainor are all in the mom group. And they were very offended because you could tell that it was their toxic mom group, and which they don't think is toxic. So you guys, what are your feelings about this?
Wait, did she name them all in the article?
did
or she
not.
just described them and
She
they were like, oh, you're
described-
talking about us.
Right. And
Oh,
she didn't
okay.
even describe what they look like or anything, but everybody knew that Ashley was in this celebrity mom group. And she said this group made her feel really bad. And they always had to leave somebody out. And then the somebody became her. So she writes this essay. And then I think Hilary Duff's husband came out on Instagram and mocked Ashley Tisdale, copying her essay and post without naming her, but everybody knew that it was her. So now there's a whole issue where people are taking sides. Some people are taking Ashley Tisdale's side, and some people are taking the toxic moms. What do you think?
Am I supposed to say I'm Kristen again and I'm Amanda's
you don't have
newest
to say
friend?
any of the time. You can just be Kristen now.
Okay, just Kristen now. Does it say in the article what the toxicity was? Like, what were they doing?
She basically says that they did everything together, but they got joy out of always leaving one mom out. And I guess Ashley might have been okay as long as she wasn't the mom that was left out. But then all of a sudden she became the mom that was left out. And so that's what her big thing is, that they're doing these things and they're secretly not inviting her.
So they would consciously say, who we're going to leave out this time?
Is what? Yes. Now, I don't think that they said
that's
it out
twisted.
loud. Right. But she got that impression. But of course, they, I'm sure, are saying, no, we just were going to Pet Boys to get car parts.
As celebrity moms do. Yes.
These celebrity moms 100% go to Pet Boys.
Well, by the way, I think you can tell that I was never in a mom group. Because I am under the impression that the moms are traveling together to Pet Boys. But anyway, yeah. So that's the deal. What do you think? What do you think, Kristen? Whose side are you on?
I mean, I'm not really on either side, but I think, like, again, social media was not handled well. Like, all she's done now is drive a wedge between her and the other moms versus having a private conversation. And maybe there was some legit reason why they left her out. Who knows? But yeah, it's just like adding fuel to the fire, I think, by going out on social media.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for her. Like, if she really feels like she's being genuinely snubbed. But that's about the extent of it.
I will say what's something that is interesting that people do, which I've always found odd, is like sometimes people will go on Facebook, for example, and they'll say, you know what? My daughter was left out. They were all mean to her. And they're like literally telling about their daughter on social media. I think that they don't know where to turn, but publicly airing it out is tricky business. But I don't know. What do you think, Liz? Were you part of a mom group, by the way, Liz?
I was not part of a mom group. And I feel like, am I the oldest person here? Like,
No, I am. I'm the oldest person.
I mean,
Oh my God, next round we should also.
And by the way, thanks for letting me have to admit that.
I feel like this is like Mean Girls 2.0, or maybe it's like 3.0. And it's kind of sad. I don't know, like going to social media for validation, because half the people are going to like validate her feelings and support her, and then what do? Just ignore all the others? Like, I don't see. I feel like I'm emotionally kind of like, I don't see the point of it. Like, why go out and air yourself so publicly like that? Just I don't know.
Right. What's the end game, Liz? Right?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that? Like, what was she trying to gain by airing it out publicly?
And if these are people that she wants to continue to have a friendship with,
she just ended it.
She just ended it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like she does want to have a friendship. I think she was like, listen, you guys, maybe she was like, you guys did this to me. Now, guess what I'm going to do? I don't know. But maybe that was the thing.
Her mic drop.
Yeah.
Or is it some sort of publicity stunt for whatever?
Publicity stunt.
Always,
you're so
right?
overthinking this, Amanda.
Always.
It's very sweet. It is completely a publicity stunt. First of all, I do want to clarify. You said she wrote an essay
In a magazine.
In a
It was
magazine.
not
So
on
it's not
social
even just
media.
like a post.
Yeah.
She wrote an essay in a magazine.
Correct.
And got
That I'm
paid
assuming
for it, I'm
came
sure.
out around the same time as the 20th anniversary of High School Musical.
Oh,
The character was
you're
named
so
Sharpay.
suspicious.
Oh yeah, no,
Sure, it's true.
I got a real good, solid conspiracy theorist cynic in me, and her character Sharpay, because
Hey, good job.
yes, I watched the movies. They were all in it together at the end, but not at the beginning.
Mm,
Not in the beginning.
yes.
Sharpay was all about being a little bit toxic, and when she felt like she was left out, she reacted badly. So this is all very in character for Sharpay.
It's going deep.
And yes, I did recently rewatch this some night when I was unable to sleep, and I thought I'm going to put this on because I kept seeing that it was the 20th anniversary, and I thought it would put me to sleep. And then I was like intrigued with just how mediocre those movies were. But kudos to Kenny Ortega because he created a craze on very little money on that very little budget, small budget for the first movie. 2 more to follow. Good for them, but I think it's completely a publicity stunt.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they'll be all in it together. Maybe they'll like have
They're all in it together. There's going to be a dance. There's going to be a dance number at the end. I also just want to throw out there that there were a number of times that Liz Vibber and I had breakfast as moms talking about our daughters. So I'm feeling some sort of way that she thinks she was never in a mom group. And every time she goes out to breakfast with other people, I feel left out. And so my essay will be coming out very soon.
I've got breakfast scheduled on the 16th with my girlfriend Debbie. So
17th, I'll be publishing my, check your Facebook because my essay will be coming out.
Yes. You're the Hillary Duff in this scenario, Liz. I don't want to
My
be the one
God.
to tell you.
Which is maybe better than being the Meghan Trainor or the
Mandy
Mandy
Moore.
Moore. I don't know. Maybe Mandy Moore is the
Well,
one.
people are standing up for Mandy Moore. They're like,
because if this is
she's so nice. But you
She
know what?
seems so nice, yeah, doesn't
I
she?
mean, listen.
Who knows?
Christina, we could go through
she
our
played a
grade school
dying
and talk
character
about
in that movie. She had cancer in the one movie. She sang a song. Like again, this is a mom group that you want to be in because you know they sang a lot together.
they
That's
probably
funny.
did.
Yeah, they're all singers.
Yeah, and as far as the whole quality of the movies, when Roseanne and I were little, or not little, I don't know how old we were. Probably however old we were, I can guarantee you that we were pretending to be under, like, we got the kids' tickets. Let me put it that way. We
Right.
drunk ourselves and got the kids' tickets to go to the movies, but we thought Ice Castles with Robbie Benson.
Ice skating. Oh yes.
We
Best
thought
movie
when-
ever.
With the roses at the end.
Oh God.
We could work, yeah. We
Oh,
thought that they should be up for Oscars. So you can't really judge quality. Am I right, Roseanne?
remember that song? Oh my God.
We were crying. We were like, this is the best movie.
But yeah, if I think about Hillary Duff in as Lizzie McGuire
Yes.
Yeah.
in whatever movie where she went to Italy,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
The Vespa, the guy in the Vespa. Yeah.
Yeah, riding the Vespa, running around Italy, like constantly sneaking out. I was like, who are the chaperones on this ridiculous trip? And she went from not being able to sing at all to being able to host a concert in like the Coliseum is baffling. But
That could
my kid
happen.
loved it. My kid loved
Yeah.
it. So I
I feel like
remember
that's
that
very
one.
aspirational. Yeah.
I remember
Sam,
that one.
Were you part of a mom group?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really a mom group necessarily. You know, we had groups where like, you know, I had like Bible study groups or something. We all had kids the same age groups, but
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't sort of a labeled mom group. You know,
Yeah, I
we're getting
don't
together
think
for
I-
another reason. But
You know,
and I think we got together in those like Bible study groups because it had babysitters. Like it was part of it. You got
Yeah.
to drop your kid off and then get together with a group of, 10 women. So
Yeah.
all for it back in the day, that's for sure.
I didn't do it. The only thing I did that was kind of close, but it wasn't close at all. It was book club. And there were no
Yeah,
kids
right?
involved. Remember that,
Yeah.
Roseanne? We
I do.
hated book
I
clubs. I'm
remember
just
book
going to
club.
say. We like reading, but we don't like book clubs.
No, people's
Full
opinions.
disclosure.
People's opinions are so irritating.
I really actively
It's tough to
avoided.
say.
I actively did not engage in mom groups because I didn't believe we all needed to be friends because we had kids the same age. I was
Same.
like, that's not a reason.
Same. And I
Like-
was busy.
I had yes, I was very busy.
Yeah.
I was a single mom, and I was just like, I don't like. If I have friends if I'm friends with moms who have kids, it wasn't because of the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Same. I can see
Not
how they
me.
could be toxic. You could totally
Except
buy
that.
in. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm not going to go into the whole like Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Like,
Oh my God.
I'm not going to talk about the whole thing. But let's just talk about her text between her and Taylor Swift. Who knows about this?
I'm aware. I'm so thrilled that I do not live under a rock because I really thought I was going to be like, oh, I'm under this rock. And apparently I'm not.
Yeah, but
You're not.
apparently the rest of us are, Ivy.
Yes.
Do you ever open up a web browser?
That's it. It comes up on my web browser. I'm like, riots and death, Blake Lively's text. Some days I just want to see what they're texting. Okay. I don't.
I have not read any of the texts.
Oh, okay.
Because I honestly, I could not care less about the texts.
How are
I
these texts
did-
public? Like, what is the?
Well, because
How are
there's been a lawsuit. Look, I've jumped the gun.
Oh, okay.
No,
Amanda,
go
set
ahead.
it
Go.
up.
Jump. No.
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, there's
Yes,
been a lawsuit between Blake Lively and Justin, right? His first name's Justin.
Yes.
Blake Lively and Justin about like the making of the movie, which I also think was like one of my huge pet peeves, Amanda, at this point. Like I just cannot tolerate it anymore. Or when we try to pass off movies as rom-coms and they're really not. So don't give
Oh
me
my gosh.
don't
Right.
masquerade as a rom-com and be about domestic violence. Don't be masquerade as a rom-com
Right.
and be about rape.
Yes.
Dakota
And they're
Johnson.
supposed-
Like when that movie came out, I was like, oh, this is one of the greatest scams I've ever seen.
Same.
So I did not see the movie. And then
Me
there's
either.
been all this hubbub since,
Yeah.
and including lawsuit and like the text between and again, like I think we should all text Taylor right now, and maybe we'll end up in the news just because we've texted Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
100%.
But so like, and I thought it was, I frankly, I also agree that I thought it was really tacky that she was promoting her own products as part of the movie promotion. So there was so many things caught up in it where I was like, I'm tired of all of these people. If I never see anything about Blake Lively again, it'll be too soon.
I mean, I kind of feel the same. So, you guys, if you don't know, there was this movie. It was like this weird combination of rom-com and domestic violence, but they would always say,
What is it,
"Don't
The End
get
of
hooked."
Us or something?
Yeah,
Is that
by
what it's called, The End of
Colleen
Us?
Hoover. It was a book
was the
first.
book.
And I didn't watch it either because I was so confused. They came out in like flower dresses to promote it, and they were like, "Don't get too tied into the domestic violence because it's also about this woman and her life and her fabulous life." And I'm like, okay, wait, what? I didn't know. I knew my brain couldn't handle that many
Yeah.
requests of it. So then Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni started suing each other, and I agree. I mean, normally I would immediately jump in and take the woman's side, but at this point I thought you're both kind of like repulsive at this point. But then they kind of, because of the suit, they unveiled these texts. So people are like, oh my gosh, how dare Taylor Swift say, like she would say like something bad about Justin Baldoni. But to me, when I looked at I did look at the text, not all of them, but some of them, and it looks as though Taylor Swift is just like trying to humor Blake Lively and kind of just go, yeah, he's a jerk. It seemed like she just wanted to get on with her life. And it seemed like Blake Lively was trying to pull her in so that she would have the weight of Taylor Swift. But the thing that I found interesting is just somebody using your text and then kind of saying anything about you. I mean, our texts, you don't really know what's behind a text. Sometimes you're just trying to make somebody feel good, or you're just trying to respond, or I don't know. What do you think about somebody who gets a hold of your text and then is basically trying to characterize you and your feelings about something by dissecting your text?
So want somebody to get a hold of your text, Amanda?
I basically don't want anybody to
You're gonna be like, why is she calling him a bitch?
I know. Exactly. My text, you know what they're going to say? Does this woman need grammar help?
I think texts are tricky the same way email is tricky, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't necessarily infer tone. Like I could text Iffy and say, bitch. Now, I could be like, say that joking around, like, bitch, please, what are you talking about?
Right.
But I could also be calling her a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
not that I ever would.
Never.
Never. But like, that's one of the things I think is really difficult when you're reading somebody else's messages, even if it's directed towards you. Like, how do they mean this? Are they mad at me? Like, are they trying to give me a hard time?
Yeah.
So I think it's tricky. And I also think if people are releasing them publicly, they're being selective about what they're releasing.
That's true.
So they're not going to release anything that makes them look poorly. It's
Yeah.
all going to be about making the other person look poor.
Yeah. What do you think, Liz? Can you pull up your texts and share them with us right now?
I can't think of anything that would be more like what an abuse of trust,
Yeah.
right? If I'm texting with someone, like that's between us, and for you to like publicize that and put it out there. I mean, wow. Yeah. No. And I have decided, let me just say, I have decided that because I work in an office all day long, when stuff pops up in my browser, I can't click it. Right. So I can't do any of that
Yes.
because everything I do is being tracked. And when I come home, I don't turn my computer on.
Yes.
So I see headlines like come through, but I don't know. Like I said, David Beckham. Oh, right. Like that's what attracted me to that story, not the headline. But I don't have the ability to dig into some of this stuff. So anyway, that's my sidebar on how ill-informed I apparently am on
Well,
all
I
these
mean, it's not like you're ill-informed about things that are making a difference in the world, you know? So,
Yeah.
You have to watch with the texts and the emails. Like I say to my kids all the time, if you're sending a really long text or a really long email, that probably requires a phone call. Like it needs a talking. You need a back and forth discussion. If you're doing something that's that many words, you have to be so careful about that. Just stop and pick up the phone, call that person,
yeah.
and hash it out. Because I mean, if you find you're texting a long time, I mean, just without just your own self, without a response, stop. So I'm forever telling my kids to do that.
Actually, you've just described the text relationship I have with my kids.
Well,
It's
yeah, that
all
can
me.
be. Yeah, you get like the letter K back. That's what I get. I say to my kids, I get a K back. I'm like, oh, okay. I just don't even get the okay. I just get a K.
Yeah, poured out my heart.
You're in such a hurry.
The K is better than the OK, is my
Is
understanding.
it now?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, my one
kids
daughter
told me
told
that.
me that I was laughing at my other daughter because she said something. She was sad, and I did the crying, like with the long tears emoji. And then she goes, "Oh my God, Mom, you just laughed at her problem." And I said, "I laughed at her problem. I didn't do the laughing with the tears." And she said, "No, the long tears, like that's what kids do now when they're like laughing at something." I'm like, "Well,
Oh no.
you'll know that I wasn't laughing at her." But
Oh my gosh.
yes, you know what you said too, Roseanne. I had somebody say something to me on social media about politics. And that is where I did say, hey, you know what? I think that we should either have coffee or a call, but I'm not going to go back and forth with you about this, and it's the same type of thing. Like, you are not going to solve polar opposites or really angry things on social media. You can say what you think. I do occasionally say what I think, but just that whole like kind of back and forth type of thing, I don't know how healthy or helpful that is. What do you guys think about that?
It's not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I think you're solving it over coffee if there's a polar opposite either.
I know.
There's that.
Yeah.
And I just at this point, I think it's 2026. I think you should assume your text messages, your emails, all of it, fair game.
Yeah.
Right. Don't
Right?
write it down, Iffy.
It's fair game.
Don't
It's
write it
coming out.
down.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
totally
I
right.
guess so. I guess so. Yeah.
Okay,
And
you
you got to
guys.
watch that voice texting too, right, Amanda? Because boy, you can voice text something. You better read it back before you send it.
Well, how do you do that?
Amanda does not.
Oh,
No,
I do not.
Yes.
I do not.
Not Amanda.
You'll never know what you might send.
Oh, you should see what I have sent. Yeah. No, I never read it back, and it's not good. And I don't have any excuse. That's just
Well,
me.
I
And
can tell you guys a funny short little story about my girlfriend who went to Mexico with her husband. And she was texting her mother-in-law, and she said to her mother-in-law on a voice text, "We're having so much fun. The sun is really hot here." And instead, the text said, "We're having so much fun. The sex is really hot here." To her
Nice.
mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law texted her back and said, "Oh, thank you, dear, but that might be a little too much information for me." And she's thinking, why is she saying that? So
Oh my God.
anyway,
Yeah.
you just don't know what your phone's going to hear.
okay, so I thought, and then I'll open the floor in case you guys have anything to add, but I thought we could just kind of conclude with our feelings. I know Iffy and Kristen's feelings about this already, or at least we've discussed it. But how are we feeling? And have we even noticed that if you go into a store, they will say to you as you walk in, welcome in.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome in. Welcome in, Liz. Welcome in. Welcome in, Roseanne. How are we feeling about that? Liz, have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think that's the first thing. Have you noticed it?
Mhm.
I'm
I
trying to
have.
think the last store that wasn't a grocery store that I've been in.
Mhm.
Because
I think
let me
that-
tell you, I hear welcome in every 5 minutes, I feel.
Yeah, it's their training. They're trained to do that. Second you walk in, they're trained to say that. It's meaningless, completely meaningless.
I don't like it. I don't
I will
like
tell
it.
you something that's one off from that.
What's that?
When I go into the Y and they say, "Oh, hello, Elizabeth." And I'm like, I don't know you.
right.
Right. And so then finally I said, you know what? You can just call me Liz. And they made a note of it. So now every time I walk in, they're like, "Hi, Liz." And I'm like,
Uh,
you don't know me. I don't know you.
you know what? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. And I don't welcome in. It just is nonsensical to
Mm.
me. Like, why are they adding the in? And also, it's a store. You don't need to tell me welcome. I mean, I'm assuming you want me here because you're selling things. Like, you can just say hi. Hi.
Yeah.
I don't need the welcome in, and I don't like it. For some reason, every time I hear it, and my kids hate it because I start to grumble like a crazy old woman. They go, welcome in. I'm like, oh, and my kids are like, stop right now because we know people. It's not their fault though, so I can't really say anything. They're just told to say it, but I hate it.
Mhm.
What do you think, Roseanne?
It's dumb. It's dumb. Yeah. It's
What do you
dumb.
say when Kristen? So when you walk into a store and they say welcome in, how do you respond?
So first, I've actually never had this happen to me. It was the night that we
Yeah, I was going to say
Were-
you're the one who hadn't heard it, right?
Oh,
I
you
hadn't heard of it until that night where we all heard it together. And I just thought it's an extra word. Like why
Mhm.
like it means the same thing. Why do that? And it just sounds weird to me.
And it's so universal. That's the other weird thing. They're all saying it.
Right.
It's
Who
like there
decided
was some
that?
sort of meeting where the
Right.
whole world got
It's a
together.
The whole retail world, really.
Yes.
I know, it's weird. It's just
Oh, I
weird.
know why it's hitting my buttons. It just hit me. I have a really pathological hatred of a lack of originality. It's so odd. It's just a trait. I don't like it. And when I see it, and I don't know why, but it angers me. I don't like it when people say the same thing all of the time. I do kind of get crazy when everybody does something. I think, really, you're not coming up with anything else in life to be unique. I don't know. It's strange. Like if I can't think of something to say to you other than happy birthday, then I feel like I don't know you well enough to wish you a happy birthday.
That's why I wish Liz a belated birthday.
Yes. You gotta have something. Otherwise, don't bother. Don't bother wishing her a happy birthday. She's seen that sentence before.
Well, I appreciated I was glad that I actually did the Googling of it
Yes.
when we had that conversation that night to
Yes.
kind of understand.
You want to share the Google?
This was like it was a real corporate rollout, first
Yes.
of all,
Yeah.
which is why
They-
everybody's
yeah.
doing it.
Yep.
And then that then took off like during the pandemic, towards the end of the pandemic,
Yep.
where people were welcoming you back inside. And so that was the other layer to it, was the welcome in was, okay, we're coming back into places. Which I can imagine that there was trainings that were like, we need to get people back in. We want to
Yes.
encourage people to come back into spaces. So therefore the welcome in.
Yes.
That said, I think it's really dumb.
Right. And
Why not just say welcome back at that point?
Yeah. I mean, if you're
And-
going to add words, like,
Right.
yes.
Or, great to have you here or something.
Yeah,
So good to
maybe
see you
could come up
again,
with-
blah, blah,
yes.
blah. Right.
Come up with your own. Like if I'm a restaurateur, I'm going to say, what can I tell my people to do? Maybe here's an idea. Maybe just make people feel welcome. Teach people how to be welcoming. Like Liz, you were saying, it's disingenuous when they just go, hi, Liz.
Yeah.
Maybe have some sort of training about really actually looking at someone, seeing them, listening to them. I guess that's what it's irritating to me. I guess there's also like a superficiality about it. I don't know. There's something really irritating to me about it. What, Liz? What were you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking also that it's like a one-way communication.
Right.
Like welcome in doesn't
Right.
invite you to respond.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you say to that? What's your response? I say nothing usually.
Yeah.
I'll kind of
Yeah,
nod
so
at
it's
them
like,
or something. It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they say, hi, Liz, and I can say hi back, but I don't
Right.
know your name. So we're on two different levels now, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Maybe we will come up with something that we respond when they say, welcome in. We will universally come
Are
up
you going
with
to
a
train us
response.
to say it?
Yeah, I'm going to have trainings, virtual trainings, Saturday mornings. And you're all getting a different response.
Like, I have to imagine the reason you don't just teach people, because I'm with you, like, just teach people to be welcoming, is that then that looks different. Right.
Right.
Right. And suddenly, I mean, because I think like if we go back to this fateful and this iconic night at out to dinner where all of these things happened, right? There were people who probably felt welcomed into the space by the flags and decor that had been set up around the restaurants and on the tables, and all the binders preparing for the meeting. And I, meanwhile, was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Right. It was like saying,
I feel
welcome
unsafe
in,
in this
not
space.
you.
Right? But people
Welcome
walked in there
out.
with big smiles. And meanwhile, I was like, we are not sitting here. We have to get out.
Yeah.
But, right. And that's so, right. So corporate, somebody, high up
Yeah.
does a lot of research and rolls out welcome in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm against it. In this world where there's a lot to be against, I've chosen the hill on which I'm planting my flag. One of those flags that were so present at our dinner.
I will say, just because you used the phrase, I thought you would say that you didn't like And Just Like That because of the television show, because that show ruined And Just Like That for me as an expression.
Well, I just don't like when anybody says something like without thought. I guess it's also what Liz was saying. It just seems superficial. I don't know.
Insincere, right?
Insincere, yeah.
That's how welcome in seems to me.
Yeah.
So insincere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay, so is there anything we didn't cover, you guys? Anything that's a burning issue that's not the fact that, democracy is falling around our ears?
I can't think of anything, but I don't really pay that much attention.
Okay.
And I don't have children, in full disclosure. So I do think that actually puts me at a disadvantage in a way.
Well, Kristen, maybe, but you want to know something? If I said to my 16-year-old any of these things, she'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. She would not know.
Not following Taylor and Blake.
She wouldn't know who Blake Lively was. She wouldn't know. Like,
Really?
she might know Sharpay, but that's kind of it. She doesn't really know pop culture. But I am I'm always Zooming. My whole world is Zooming, and I am not in an office. So if I'm in between and it pops up and I go, Ashley Tisdale, Toxic Moms, let me in. Yeah. So,
Oh God.
well,
Yeah,
you guys,
I know.
we will have to gather for our pet peeves, because that we all do have strong opinions. I've been keeping a list. I won't share them because that would be a whole other podcast. But you're all invited back. What are you thinking, Liz?
I'm just thinking of how what a life affirmation it was to learn how to staple properly.
Oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm known for the stapling thing. I love that I get text messages from you guys every time you staple something.
Well, I still don't really get it, because when I'm stapling, I start to panic going, I don't remember which way Iffy likes.
Look, you should be panicked, Amanda, because when you sent the text that you stapled everything differently,
Yes.
I literally was like, we need a crisis intervention right now. If I went to any meeting and every packet was stapled differently, I'd be like, this is a cry for help. Somebody see.
Oh my God.
Iffy, I'm going to tell you something. I have stapled them and I left out a piece of paper, and then I just go, okay. And I staple again to grab that little guy in there.
Yeah, I think in that text you told me you stapled something at the bottom, and I was like,
Yes.
oh my God.
I've actually stapled it on the other side sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
So wait, can we get clarity though? When you say you stuck it in there, does that mean the pages aren't even lined up?
oh yeah, the pages aren't lined up. They're not even
Oh my
lined
God.
Pages.
God, how do you function?
up. I like it that way.
Do an intervention.
Yeah. Everything looks different. If you went and looked at it, it's all it's original. I don't want them all looking the same. Oof. Okay, well, on that note, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you so much for humoring me with our pop culture drama special episode of SolFul Connections. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Thank you for being a valued part of the SolFul community. Thank you to William Aronson for writing, recording, and producing the SolFul Connections theme song. And finally, always know you're not alone. We are connected. We're all in this thing together. And you and your story are important. Let's just keep on connecting. Hi, friends. If you're looking for a simple way to reconnect with your inner calm, your purpose, and your own wisdom, I created the SolFul Living Meditation Bundle just for you. 4 10-minute guided meditations to help you feel centered, supported, and inspired. You can access the bundle anytime for just $27. I'll include a link in the podcast show notes, or head on over to solfulliving.com. That's SolFulliving.com. Bring a little stillness and clarity into your day.